What's happening? You know what it is. BSG, Black Star Guidance. You know who it is. Black Star. Thank y'all for coming back. You know what I mean? If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button for me. Subscribe for me. You know what I mean? It all helps. I love y'all, so you know what I mean? Give me that love back, please, 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 please. And for sure, if you haven't already, I'm gonna drop that. You can follow me on Instagram at Black Star Guidance. And you can also follow me on my personal page at CEEOH_BSP. Also, I forgot, I don't know if I've mentioned, you can also follow me on TikTok. Same as my personal Instagram at CEE_BSP. Anywho though, you know, it's a beautiful day out. Wanted to touch base with y'all again. This is probably the last of the more serious toned, you know what I mean, for a little bit. Gonna go back into some lighter. But this one, you know, I really feel like this conversation is gonna be some heavy, you know what I mean? Some real heavy. And the first is just, you know, what do you really want? Like, what do you really want in life? Like, what do you want out of life? Like, where do you see yourself being? You know, I don't know your age, you know what I mean? But where do you see yourself 5 years from now? And realistically ask yourself, what are you doing to realistically get to that place? Like, for real. Like, you know what I mean? All bullshit aside. And again, it all comes down to from the very top, from the very tippy, being no bullshit about it. You gotta really be sincere, man. What do you want? What do you want out of life? If you want to be a luxurious life living type of person, but you steady, you know what I mean, wanting to, you know, partake in things or not even be willing to sacrifice to get there. Not put yourself in a position to have that long-term success or whatever. Like, you setting yourself up for failure. What do you really want? If that's what you really want, then say that's what you really want. But most people living their lives nowadays ain't doing what they really want. We get stuck and stuffed into doing shit because that shit pays. Because that shit pay the bills. You know what I mean? Like, I've been there. You know what I mean? Real talk, I've been there. You got the pressures of society. You got the pressures of, you know what I mean, your children. If you got kids, you got the pressures of your significant other. If you got a significant other, you know what I mean? You got so many things that you got to deal with, handle, look at, manage, that, you know, she can get a little tough. She can get a little hectic. So I've been there. But on the same token, I didn't want to live that life. I was stuck not fucking keeping it real about the shit that I wanted and not putting that shit first. And motherfuckers to tell you it's being selfish to put you first because you've been a people pleaser all your life. Nah, bruh. I'm taking care of myself. I'm self-loving. I'm putting myself in a position to where I can live the life that I want to live. That's the shit that, you know, I've dealt with in my life and am able to tell you, man, you got to find what the fuck you really want to do. You got to find what really drives you. You got to find and never let go of your feelings, man. You got to find your feelings. If you ain't got no feelings, if you ain't got a heart as well as a brain, you're essentially a fucking zombie, because you're gonna fall susceptible to the same shit. Like, you got your heart broke, so fucking what, man? Keep your heart though. That don't mean you're supposed to get rid of your heart. That was that person's fault. That was that person's misunderstanding of not knowing your value, and that was your fault for not knowing your value. That was your fault for not setting boundaries and looking after yourself the way you were supposed to. Maybe you weren't taught that. Maybe you weren't shown that. Okay, that's fine. But now that you know that, now that you understand that, grow, learn, change, develop. Stop repeating the same cycles and not asking yourself these real questions. You know, what happened to your heart? What situation happened in your life that told you not to use your heart no more? What situation led you to stop using your heart? When did you decide consciously that I'm not going to use my heart in decisions that I make? I'm not going to care about people around me. I'm not going to care about how it affects other people. I'm not going to care about nothing. And not even myself, because I got a cold heart. So because I'm not even feeling myself. And when I'm feeling myself, it's from an ego standpoint. Oh, how I look. Oh, my hair done, my nails done. I just got a fresh haircut. I got some fresh J's. That shit don't mean shit, though. It don't mean shit. Like, if we die right now, the fucking creators ain't gonna be like, oh, bro, them some fresh ass J's, my guy. I like that. Yeah, you fit it, bro. Come on, you can go up in here. Hey, little mama, ooh, I like your nails. I like your baby hair. Your baby hair on fleek. Ooh, you caking, mama. I see you. Yeah, I see your toes. Come on, yeah, you can get up in here. Nah, it's completely the opposite way around. You ain't being judged by what the fuck you look like. You being judged by what's in your heart. You being judged by your intentions. You being judged by your willingness to grow. You being judged by your willingness to develop. You being judged by your heart. How you treat people. How you feel. How you treat you. Your connection with whatever you believe in. So you got to ask yourself, what do you want? What do you want? Do you want fame and fortune? Do you want to be popular? Do you want to be known? You want to be known for the wrong things, or you want to be known for the right things? You want to pass it down to your children? You want to pass the wrong things down to your children? Or you want to pass the right things down? What do you want to do? Do you want to be the positive image, or you want to be the negative image? Do you want to be the image of what to do, or you want to be the image of what not to do? It's up to you. It's really, really up to you. And again, I've said it before. It don't happen overnight. It takes time. It don't happen overnight. But the more you sit around bullshitting yourself, the more you sit around lollygagging, doing other shit, chasing other shit that don't matter, you pushing yourself further and further away from your actual desires, your actual who you really are. You pushing yourself further away from truly what the hell you really want. Straight up. Like, we have a problem with that. We have a big ass problem with that. We can change so much. We can change so much in our lives. We can fix ourselves. We can heal ourselves. We can fix our mental issues. We can fix our trust issues. It just takes the braveness and the heart to do it. It takes understanding that every sunshine is going to be a rainy day. And for every rainy day, it's going to be some sunshine. For every cold day, it's going to be a hot day. For every hot day, it's going to be a cold day. Period. Depending on where you live, for every rainy day, it's going to be a snowy day. For every snowy day, it's going to be a sunny day. For every sunny day, it's going to be a breezy day. It's perspective. And the perspective is skewed, and it needs to be turned back around. The perspective needs to be turned back around and understood that it's you. What do you want? What do you desire? What do you feel that you deserve in your life. And if you feel that you're not getting what you deserve in your life, what are you allowing? What are you not doing to change the situation? What are you not seeing? There's so many other questions that you could ask yourself as opposed to pointing that energy out to somebody else, to blaming it on somebody else. I already spoke about that. Take accountability. Take accountability for your shit. Take accountability for your circumstances. Take accountability for where you are, and realize if that's not where you want to be in your life, then you need to make changes. If you settling for mediocrity, then mediocrity is what you're gonna be. Period. If you settling for being in the hood and you don't want to be in the hood, but you're not making no changes to get out the hood, then expect to be in the hood. Period. That's as real as it gets. You gotta change your circumstances, and the only way you can change your circumstances is if you ask yourself these real questions. Is if you not only ask yourself these real questions, come up with real solutions, real practical solutions, and go at them. Day by day, minute by minute, moment by moment. Ain't nobody perfect. I'm not perfect. But I understood my transition and what's got me here. I went from having a 9-to-5, doing cable, and, I didn't have that desire no more. I didn't have that. I look forward to doing this. I've been a long time cable technician, so I know the ins and outs of what I'm doing. I can do it quick, fast, and in a hurry, and make it look nice all in the same process. But I didn't want to do that no more. It's some other stuff behind the scenes that happened with the scenario that transpired, and the release came at perfect timing. Everything happens for a reason. I'm glad I was prepared mentally, and I'm glad that I was already looking at these very questions. What do I want? What the fuck do I want in my life? Where the fuck do I want to be in my life? Is this really where I want to fucking be in my life? Hell no, this ain't where I want to be. Hell no, I don't want to continue fucking going to work, busting my ass, knowing what the fuck I'm talking about, being one of the best in the company, but not get the respect that I deserve in the company, but then feel like you in this mind game, manipulation game, to where every day you going to work trying to prove to your boss who the fuck you are, for you to still get compensated not to where you feel you should be compensated at, to not be in the position you feel that you should be in, given the competition around you, and given your knowledge, your experience about the situation and what you're doing as far as your job. I said, fuck it. The situation came at the perfect time. Has it been its hardship since then? Absolutely. Have I tried to make attempts to get back in the workforce? Absolutely. But every chapter has an ending. And ever since then, I had a conversation with somebody. Someone was asking me something. I can't remember the context or whatever, and how it got there. Can't remember the person, whatever. But anywho, my response was just, man, working for somebody ain't in my DNA no more. And that shit's true, man. I felt that shit in my soul. Like, I felt that shit, like, in my being. And I've been gradually making steps to where I want to be, to becoming not only the person that I want to become, but, spiritually, getting to where I want to be spiritually, getting to where I want to be mentally, getting to where I want to be emotionally, you know what I mean? Getting to where I want to be perspective-wise, and open and understanding that regardless to how much wisdom or knowledge I may have, I'm still a student. And I'm always going to be a student. And the more you continue to look at you being a student in life, and life is the teacher, it opens up doors, it changes things, it changes perspectives, and most importantly, man, you grow. You grow to become that person that you envision of yourself, because that's your higher self. Somehow, some way, you know what I mean? Whatever your practices are with meditation, crystals, and all that other good stuff, you know what I mean? On your spiritual level, if you've made contact with your higher self, you know what I mean? Those are just little flashes and glimpses. If you haven't done that, when you see that, when you envision where you want to be in your life, those are just little glimpses and flashes of your higher self. You just scratching the surface, and pretty much just like, it's like grabbing a lighter in the wind and trying to flick your lighter in the wind. You just, you know what I mean? You getting little sparks, you getting little hints and seeing it, but you're not really fully seeing it. You know what I mean? It takes time, like I said. Yeah, it takes time, it takes growth, but it takes dedication, and it takes being real. It takes a willingness to ask questions. Why? Look at your family lineage. Look at all that shit, because all that shit plays a part with who you are and who you want to become. Why you are the way you are now. Where you get your toxic traits from, where you get your behaviors from, where you get your tendencies from, on top of, you know what I mean, the influences around you. What type of influences around you? Are you around people that are married? Is your whole family nothing but people that have been married and they've got long-term relationships and long-term marriages? They healthy? Or you got family that's, you know what I mean, been in long-term marriages, but it's not healthy. It's toxic. They've cheated on each other a few times. Or mom's not present at all as you grew up. Or dad's not present at all as you grew up. All these dynamics take effect on who you are, and what you want. And some things that you want, you don't go after them because you're told that you can't do it, or you're told that your dreams or whatever is, you know, unobtainable. But that's because maybe that's what happened in your family lineage. Maybe that's what happened to your parents. Maybe that's what happened to, you know what I mean? It's a multitude of shits. It's layers to this shit. It's levels. Meek Mill. It's levels to this shit. Straight up. But you got to be willing to get on that elevator. You got to be willing to go down with it, and you got to be willing to go up with it. Because when you go up, man, believe in miracles. Put your faith in growing. Put your faith in, you know, expanding, evolving as a human being and being the best version of you. Leaving a true legacy. Ask yourself, what legacy do you want to leave? If you got kids, ask yourself, what do you want to leave your kids? Ask yourself, if you was to pass right now, what are you leaving your kids? And if you don't like those answers, then get to work. Get to work. I love y'all. Y'all be blessed. Peace.